G'day guys, Fitcho here and welcome back to another F1 2018 Classic Cars video, and today we are moving on to the 1979 season and back into a Ferrari we go. Another Ferrari 312, this time the fourth version of the car. If you guys remember back about 3 episodes ago, we drove the 1976 Ferrari 312 T2. Today we are driving the Ferrari 312 T4. This was introduced the third round of the 1979 season, and it was copying the ground effect concepts of the Lotus 79, which came in and dominated in 1978. You can see that with the skirting on the sides, how low to the ground it is, especially if we go back and compare to an earlier iteration of this chassis. Now, this car was driven by Jody Scheckter and Gilles Villeneuve. Jody Scheckter taking it to the World Championship. Gilles Villeneuve only 4 points back in second place, a 1-2 in the championship. When this car came in at the South African Grand Prix, the third race of the season, they got a 1-2 in the first 2 races of the season and won 4 out of the first 5 races that it did compete in. 2 victories going to Gilles Villeneuve right at the start, then the next 2 going to Jody Scheckter. Then Scheckter picked up another one at home at Monza with a 1-2 finish in a Ferrari at Monza. That would have been special. And then Gilles Villeneuve winning the final race of the season. So 3 wins apiece between the two, but the title ended up going to Jody Scheckter. So Gilles Villeneuve still without a world championship, but he's considered one of the best drivers to ever grace Formula 1 without winning a Formula 1 world title. And as this is one of the only cars, the only car I should say, that was driven by Gilles Villeneuve that we do have in F1 2018, it only feels appropriate to be driving this at a circuit named after the legendary Canadian driver, the circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada. Here we go, on track at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Gilles Villeneuve's 1979 Ferrari. Of course, he only finished second in the championship, with Jody Scheckter actually taking the title. But nonetheless, this is a car driven by the very man this circuit is named after. And he actually finished second at this very track in this very car in that year. But down to turn number 1 we go. Back into the classic cars, of course, back out with the H pattern we go. Heel towing and all that good stuff is onto the power, the back end, trying to get away from us. We go up through the gears, back down to probably second for this chicane. We've spun it. I think that's the first time we've actually spun it on the opening lap in any one of these classic car videos. But there we go. It's finally happened. I finally had a little bit of a spin. I think I actually did miss a gear going through that chicane. I looked down trying to at the little MFD, and I wasn't in a gear. I was just seeing a big N there. But nonetheless, we will push on and continue to learn this car onto what is now the new DRS straight, which is a little strange one, but of course no DRS in the 70s, no need for that sort of stuff. Down through the gears, possibly third through here, a lot of understeer. Of course, not much aero on these cars, especially in terms of the wings, very much being produced by the ground effect back in the days. Now up to the hairpin. Are we going to get this stop? We broke a little bit later than I probably should have, but we just pull it back. Actually a decent late apex. The back end getting away from us as we squeeze onto the power, is now heading down the long back straight, coming down to the chicane to end lap number 1. Here we go. Where are we going to brake? Even in the modern day cars, I'm not too sure where to brake. Let's try second gear through here. That was quite controlled. I might be able to push it in third as we get in the grass a little bit up to the line. I had a little spin in that lap. That is my first lap done in this car. Now I'm going to shut up, get my head down, have a bit of fun in this car, and I'll come back to you guys with an uncommentated hot lap in a Gilles Villeneuve driven Ferrari at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And that is a lap of the circuit. Gilles Villeneuve in Gilles Villeneuve's Ferrari from the 1979 season, which took him to second place in the championship, just behind his South African teammate Jody Scheckter, of course, that won the title in this very car, as we're struggling to find a gear. And I think this is the last car of the 70s, obviously, in 1979, but it's the second last of the new older ones we have. I believe we're moving into the early 80s for one last McLaren, then it's back into 88, which is where last year's selection of classic cars did start. I did do videos on them on F1 2017, but I will be going through all them again. I'm not just doing the new classic cars, I want to do every single classic car in this game, as I am getting far too distracted with the commentary, and I keep missing gears, let's say, in this Ferrari. But that is going to bring us to the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you do leave a very big like on the video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe with notifications on, so you know when every new classic car video does go live, along with all my other F1 2018 content, including career mode and all that sort of good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.